talking about the Titans here. The Titans.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's good. And it is good. It is Bedlam at the bank.
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with KJ McCoy, Ballpark Tommy, Dalt, and Fratty. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today. Let's take it to the show.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome on in to the Phillies post-game show. I am joined by Dalton and Chaos Chris. The Phillies fry the fish in a big way. 7-0 your final. Phillies 7 runs on 10 hits. Marlins 0 on 5. Zach Wheeler had a dominant performance. 9 strikeouts, his highest strikeout total this season. What a win for the boys, guys.
Yeah, I'm hyped, but you know who's probably more hyped than me because he eats, sleeps, and breathes this team? Chris. I mean, vintage Wheeler tonight, right? Like he looked lights out, right, Chris?
Yeah, he looks fantastic right now. I was extremely worried about him starting off the season. You know, thoracic outlet surgery is nothing to scoff at. We saw with Markel Fultz, his shot was never the same. This is different with Wheeler, but I love to see him out here pitching well. Bats picking him up too. Much different than what we saw this weekend. That was a joke. We're back again. Hopefully the Phils are back on track. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. And another guy that had quite the his home debut, Gabriel Rincones Jr., his first career home run as a Philly. And I'm torn on this because we all know that the Phillies, I think, need a bat, especially in that outfield. But we saw at the same time what Felix Reyes brought to the table a few weeks ago, maybe it was a month ago at this point. Mm-hmm. He started off hot, and then all of a sudden he cooled off. So is Gabriel Rincones Jr., guys, the answer for the Phillies in the outfield? Or do you guys still think the Phillies need to reach out, at the deadline and get a bat?
I mean, I think the problem with Rincones is the problem with the whole lineup. He can't hit lefties. Maybe he can. We don't know that yet for sure, but didn't have a great track record in the minors against lefties. He's another left-handed hitter. Like, at some point, you need to find a righty who can hit. I was hoping Felix Reyes was that. Do I think Rincones is the answer? No, but I want to see him keep playing, let's see if he can get a little bit of confidence under his belt. I don't know if there's much out there that you're going to wind up, picking up that's better than him right now. I mean, they made that trade for Hill the other day, which in my opinion was garbage. Like, you just got another garbage hitter, 30-year-old sucks, like whatever. So I'd rather watch them throw out guys like Rincones, throw out guys like Reyes, throw these guys out there, see if they can play. This Derek Hill guy they traded 2 prospects for is batting .213 with 4 home runs. I know both Reyes and Rincones can do that, if not better. So throw them out there. Put the young guys in. Let them play. Let's get some young blood in here and see if we can get some juice going on and, another new version of the daycare with some people who are actually younger.
Well, At the same time, I feel like you got to do something at the deadline because you're not going to have baseball. I've said it time and time again. You're not going to have baseball in 2027. I still think the Phillies have some prospects that they can definitely get some good arms for, some good bats for. I know Gage Wood probably is off the table if I had to guess. But I was talking about this last night with Billy Fratty I wouldn't be opposed, right? Because I feel like the Phillies need all three positions. I feel like they need I feel like they need a reliever. I feel like they need some depth in the starting pitching because we've seen what Painter is. He needs some work. But most importantly, I feel like the Phillies need a bat. So I wonder if you could try Painter in that bullpen, try and get a sheet fifth arm, in that starting rotation, and then maybe go out, not all out, but I don't even know if guys like Joe Adell and Seiya Suzuki, two guys that the Phillies have been rumored heavily to get, would cost a whole bunch. Now, the Phillies minor league system, like I said, it is not, it's not the best thing in the world, but you still have like the catching depth. You still have Marchand. You still have Renteria. Still have Aaron Escobar at second base. Dante Nori, a solid outfield piece in Double-A. He started off 26 really hot. Escobar was hitting 273 in Double-A last time I checked. So Reyes, once he got sent back to Triple-A, he's been tearing the cover off the baseball. So I feel like everybody's like, oh, the Phillies don't have enough depth. I feel like they've got enough to make a solid move. Not a huge move, not a Trout move. I know some people are all on a high horse about Trout. But I feel like you don't need a huge move, especially with Bryce Harper, how he's doing, with how Kyle Schwarber is doing, with how Zach Wheeler is doing, with how Christopher Sanchez is doing. I feel like you need a move that isn't going to be DFA'd in 3 months. Like, a shoot. Not Castellanos. I was going to say Castellanos, but he was held on way longer than he was supposed to be. But let's say, Craig Kibler or Raphael, whoever that Pirates cat was that the Phillies got, the speedster, a few months ago or a few seasons ago, excuse me. Yeah, so I feel like you don't need a ton, but I feel like you need to do something. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I think they need to do a lot. I think they're not even close. Like, you just see how they play against good teams like they did this weekend. And it just shows me that they're not one player away. They could go get Mike Trout right now and still be too far away. Like you said, they need a bullpen arm, they need a starter, and they need a hitter. At least one hitter, if not two or three. So I just don't think you're getting that in the trade deadline right now. Especially, like, teams aren't stupid. They know what we're heading towards this offseason. Teams are going to try to go all out and try to go win it this year. So I think that the prices this offseason, this season are going to be high, way higher than what the Phillies should be paying as, just let's see if some of these guys that you have developing, if they can make it. Like, I'm not saying don't make any moves at all, but I don't want them to keep trading prospects away for garbage like they did last week. Now, were these two guys they gave up anything of value, like real value? No. But you never know, because it feels like every single time the Phillies do one of those type of trades, those guys wind up being productive major league players for another team, and you get nothing. You get a rental who's gone in 6 months. So I just they need to make a move that's meaningful and a real swing, but also not give up too much in the same aspect that's going to hurt the future.
They need to trade for a life coach. Like, they need, right? Like, they need, it's not, Chris made a good point. It's not a one guy that, even Mike Trout would not fix this team is such a good quote. Like, it's not a one size fits all, which I think is what I love our fan base, but certain fan bases in certain cities don't have the best IQ, right? Like, hey, we're good at climbing poles. I'll leave it at that. But in all seriousness, all jokes aside, Chris makes a good point that I think a lot of Philly fans, especially a lot of 94 WIP listeners, all think that this is a one-size-fits-all problem. Go out and trade for Mike Trout, bro. It'll fix everything. Like, no, it's not the Mike Trout it was a couple of years ago, number one. And number two, it's not a one-size-fits-all for the Phillies. We know what going in and signing a big superstar does, and then he doesn't perform. The Phillies are fucked. They are mega fucked then because they've already screwed themselves with how Trey Turner's panned out, right? Like, it is what it is with how that situation has gone. Unfortunately, tonight gets hit by a pitch. But, like, for Trey, it's unfortunate, but I will say this. This is the kind of city where one good playoff run can redeem a shitty career. Like Nelson Aguilar. Like, if I saw Nelson Aguilar, I would probably shake his hand. I know Chris is probably laughing backstage, but he even might shake Nelson Aguilar's hand because in the most important moment, that's when you show up. All Philly fans respect you.
Not Jalen Reagor, though. Fuck him.
No, he didn't win shit. He doesn't get any handshake.
I'll tell you what, though, Dalton. I swear, if they do another one of those standing ovation things, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose their mind. Listen, I love the Philly captain. I love what he brought to the table. I love that documentary that he started and made, I don't want to say the whole focus of, on Netflix, but a lot of it. But it's like the dancing on my own crap. That's a one-time thing. And yes, he's having the worst year probably of his major league career so far. But I do not think that he deserves it a second time. I think he needs to earn his trust back from the city of Philadelphia and our fans. Because contrary to, let's say, 23, when that year the Phillies first sort of stormed onto the field. Yeah, 2022 happened, but nobody thought we were making it to the World Series. I certainly didn't. Dog Chris, I'm sure you guys didn't as well. But 2023 was our first taste of what a real team was supposed to be. And I feel like after that series, I in hindsight, I don't think I should have given them the benefit of the doubt because Christ, that series against the Diamondbacks was awful. I was there for Game 7, like in person. It was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. But my point in saying this is we're a few years into this thing now. You know, and Bryce Harper, Trey, Kyle, the highest they've gotten is a no-hitter against the Astros in the World Series. And for the contracts that these guys are making, I really think, regardless, you can say all you want about Kevin Long, you can say all you want about Rob, you can say all you want about Dave. It is the players that get the hits. It is the players that get the runs in, that get the wins. And at some point, they need to produce. I forget where I saw the story from, but when Rob Thompson retired, the main message that came out of Don Mattingly was, you guys did this to yourselves. You got him fired. And hopefully that was a good reflection point on them. But Trey needs to take a hard look in the mirror because ain't nobody, especially in Philadelphia, ain't nobody giving you a second chance.
Yeah, I think you make a good point too. Like the first time with the captain, look, I love you, Cap. First time it was cute, you know. It's at a point now of where that didn't fix the problem. This continues to happen with Trey, and at some point, are you a bust? Are you just not the same player you were? I don't know, because in other uniforms, he was a night and day different player. Now, look, I'm not going to say last year wasn't great for Trey Turner, right? Like, he played great last year as far as batting goes. But I don't know. I feel like the best we got was last year. And even last year, I feel like that was 85% Trey Turner. We haven't seen the Trey Turner that, like, is 100%, 110%. Like, We haven't gotten that version of Trey yet. And same thing, back to what I said. One good playoff run can redeem a shitty career. So you know what? Maybe the playoffs of 2026 are going to be when Trey just turns it on, right? Like just goes off like he did in the World Baseball Classic a couple years ago. Like maybe he just has this short span where he plays some of the best baseball of his career. And if that's the case, honestly, I'd be really happy with that. Like if there's one time, just go out and win the damn thing though. Like make sure you bring the trophy home because that'll make every single dollar worth it of that contract. Because if they don't get him to figure it out this year with the lockout looming and everything else that's ahead, probably got to figure out a way to try and trade him. Now, I don't know who's going to want him, but my point is, why are you keeping him on this roster? Because he's not getting any younger, and you're just giving him money to just basically sit there and be mediocre and not give you the best version of himself that you know is there just for some reason this city can't access. And it's not like we haven't done our part. Like the last thing I'll say is props to Philly captain, because that was a really admirable thing to do, I think, of fans. And this guy still can't show up.
Yeah, he's just having like completely terrible at bats too. It's every part of his game right now that just it's not a talent thing at all. It's definitely mental. And I hate to say it, but maybe the standing ovation thing would help again. He's like the one guy that would. Now, should they do it? No, I'm gonna boo him. But
Chris, I would expect nothing less.
But like when it's in your head like that, I almost feel like he needs the reassurance. You know, maybe he does need to take a couple games off or something, but there's no talent problem with him. It's not a talent problem. It's all up here. It's, you know, swinging at bad pitches, striking out way too much, booting the ball in the field. Like it's all mental mistakes. There's no talent problem with him at all. It's all mental. And you know that life coach thing that you were talking about? Really good idea.
Maybe he actually needs one.
I'm sure they actually have something like that already. But to have something like that.
It's like the most BS job ever. Like who the fuck could say, hey, I'm going to coach you in life and you're going to pay me?
Dude, okay. Side note.
And to the life coaches, I don't want to say like I'm shaming your job. I'm actually saluting you. Like, I wish I figured out a way that I could tell people to pay me to consult them in life. Trey Turner, if you want, you could be my first client. Sorry, go ahead, Jesse.
Dude, no, I you know, it's funny. I feel like it would work because I had one.
There you go.
Like, I had one to start on my community college jersey because I didn't know what the hell. I mean, it was right after COVID. They do something, and I feel like
were they motivated?
You know what it is, and that's what the Phillies. I feel like I don't know if they either need that or they get too psyched in the playoffs and just crap the bed. I don't know what it is. I hope it's not. I hope it's not a lack of motive. I hope it's not a lack of motivation because my God, if it's that, get them all out. I mean, of this, it's. You know, that is a fireable offense. But
sorry, I'm looking in the background. You're gonna laugh at this. The Phillies need Billy Mays here, if you guys get the reference. That's who they need. And I'm thinking about who would be the best hype man. Maybe that's the question this week we can ask on Instagram. Like if you could put one person in the Phillies locker room before every game. And their job solely, they're on payroll, right? Your job is solely to get this team jacked the fuck up. Like, make them feel like they just did a line of something I can't say on air. I'm talking about, obviously, pixie sticks. But, like, get them out there ready to, like, go against an army of gorillas. Like, I want them, like, tranquilized, like ready to fight. I'm my candidate so far. In my head, this is the people that would hype me up. If I had an army of Daltons, and we were about to go to war, and I needed a hype man, right? Like, that's how this sport needs to be played this year with the lockout looming. No more waiting. So, Billy Mays is on my list. just because of personality. Billy Mays, he could say fucking anything, and I'd buy it. Number 2, Mike Tyson. I love Mike Tyson. And that scene in Hangover when he knocks out Alan and he's like, hold on, I like the part of this song. And he's like, just punch somebody in the face each time to get the team jacked up. He doesn't even need to use his words. And then last but not least, God, I just had the third person in my head. I'm drawing a blank on who it is now. But I would love to know your guys' answers. It'll come to me in a second. Like, they need someone, screw a life coach. They need a fucking hype man, like old-fashioned. Like, you know how those college teams had that fucking douche that'll, like, slap the guy before he bench presses? And he's like, come on, get into it. And they actually want to punch the guy in the face, but then they hit the rep because the guy's such a fucking douche that it pisses them off. That's what this team needs. Maybe not a douche because baseball's a little bit more relaxed of a sport, but like they need somebody that's going to fucking wake them the fuck up before every game because when they care, they're a good team.
I got one, and he can replace Garrett Stubbs because he's an excellent DJ. DJ Khaled is perfect for this fucking team. You know it too. He would hype those guys up so much. He's a motivational speaker. He is the perfect fit for this ball club. Bring in DJ Khaled right now. We're winning the World Series.
Oh my God! Imagine if the Phillies replace you know the bell sound that they do. Imagine Schwarber hits a Schwarber bomb to like the third deck, and then they get the bell going, and it just goes bang, another one,
Bang! We the best music. That's what I'm thinking of too.
Oh my God! No, that would be
That's a great answer.
Absolute cinema.
But at least he actually is a life coach though in real life. Like, and DJ Khaled, fucking once again, props
He's a life
to
coach?
the bullshitter of bullshitters could figure out a way to get paid. Listen, brother, I've been bullshitting my whole life. Let me just show you how it's done. This is called another one.
Yeah. I wonder if I mean maybe it could be I'll say a person that we used to be associated with, and I'll leave it at that. But
I know exactly.
I will absolutely leave it at that. But
I think that person would actually do a good job of being the hype man. I would hope that they could hold that role because it would be a pretty good gig for them.
I just don't know if they would hold that role.
I'm trying to think about who my answer was because I did have one more answer. I feel like it was somebody local too. Oh, no. It wasn't somebody local. You guys are going to laugh at this. Kind of connects with the Mike Tyson one. I would actually have Phil Collins. And he doesn't even have to, once again, use his words, just music. Like fucking put a live drum set in the middle of the Phillies locker room with the logo on it. And then like a fucking Philly fanatic pissing on a Met or something on the side of it. Sorry, that's very graphic, but I mean, it's Philly. It is Graphic City. But anyway, the point is, have like this awesome drum set that screams Philly. Give me some cherry pinstripes on it too. Badass seat. And then put Phil Collins on the seat and like dress him up like a Phillies manager, full Phillies uniform, give him whatever number he wants, and just and like if you like seriously get like some kind of live music or a band, I don't know, because I love the Phillies, but they're getting to be the nursing home at this point. The daycare isn't the daycare anymore. They're the high school, so they're older. And we didn't call players like Schwarber and Harper and Turner the daycare a couple years ago. We might have had another nickname for them. So it's literally Citizens Bank Senior. It's literally Citizens Bank Senior Home, I guess is what I would call it. I don't know, but it's a fucking nursing home now, and I don't know. They need more hype.
Yeah. I think we forgot the best hype man.
Who?
Leprechaun Mac would be absolutely perfect hype man.
Give him some alcohol, put him in a leprechaun costume, and that team's going to win the World Series 3 times in a row. Move over, Dodgers.
Oh, my God. Yeah, especially after our experience coming to stateside after the... Yeah. Oh, my God.
I can only imagine.
About KJ in a leprechaun costume in the dugout.
Oh, my God.
KJ's dugout.
Now, hey, that's a good.
He's gonna kill us.
That's a good segment.
Yeah, that is a good segment.
But at least for my end, I can't believe you idiots haven't thought of this. Rocky, and more Rocky, and the first
Washed.
2 or 3. Are you kidding me? It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. It's about how much you can take and keep moving forward. I mean, the Phillies have been taking it in the playoffs. They got their butts kicked against the Diamondbacks in Game 6 and 7. They got their butts kicked against the trash Mets. And the Dodgers that eventually won the World Series. This team has taken as many hits as you can possibly imagine. They need Rocky in that. They need Rocky in that dugout ASAP. They need him, freaking Meek Mill, like bro.
That's a 180.
I can't believe like they're not going. Okay, remember when the Eagles came out in 2017? That song.
True.
Like, I'm sorry, Dancing on My Own does not have that R. It just doesn't. They need, and I'm as anti Dancing on My Own as you can imagine. They need they need a new song. I'm just gonna say it. They need a new song. They need a good song, a banger, and I mean a banger. Not Dancing on My Own. Not that trash.
Another one.
They need Meek Mill. They need an outro. They need some sort of montage with that Rocky quote in it. And I cannot believe you guys didn't think of Rocky. Like, what are we doing here?
I want to say one thing with that, Jesse. That's a great answer about Rocky. If the entire team was from Philadelphia, hear me out on this. In Philadelphia, we're going to literally hear Rocky. It ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep going. You get goosebumps hearing that. To a bunch of people from Philadelphia, that's just going to sound like a drunk guy who's been passed out in the back seat of a SEPTA who might have done a couple drugs too and might be crossfaded. And he's basically going to look like this. Like, basically, it's a combination. You know what? Fuck it. There is that person in real life. Try not to laugh saying this. It's Lenny Dykstra. Like, you just need to put him in the locker room. He will be slurring his words in front of the whole team, and I'm sure he'll have a lot of things to say. So you know what? I do think the Rocky answer is a great answer, but the Meek answer is a better one. The Meek answer is, in all seriousness, like a very good answer. Meek Mill would be great. But Rocky, I don't know. I think a bunch of Philadelphians would get behind it, but a bunch of people that are not from Philadelphia would be like, who's this drunk idiot in the middle of the locker room that keeps slurring his words, talking about some bitch Adrian?
Well, I mean, listen, I'm the fraud Philadelphian that hasn't seen any Rocky movies, that hasn't seen. And
we're gonna have a rock party then.
You know this. I think if this is your first time, this is hilarious. But yeah, hasn't had an Angelo's cheesesteak. Hasn't seen a Rocky movie. Hasn't been to Independence. That's sick.
I haven't had an Angelo's cheesesteak either. Maybe I did once in college, but I don't think I have. So
you know who has the best cheesesteaks in town?
Who?
Balboa Steaks. Balboa Steaks. And he's not even. He left when I'm doing.
No, I was just putting our
shameless promotion.
My Rocky statue back. I said, you know it, baby. You couldn't. The mic didn't pick that up.
There you go. Yeah. No. I'll tell you what. It's a shame that I don't live in Delaware because I think you can bring in. I think you can bring them.
Well, maybe one game I'll bring one up to you. Like maybe we'll just meet up at the stadium and I'll bring up the Jesse. What would the Jesse be? What do you put on yours?
Ooh, that's. I mean, it's good. You know, we'll save that for an Instagram. Yep. But oh Jesus, Gavin! Oh my God!
Whoa, Gavin! No kidding. Come on, man.
Oh my God!
That would work if they're a bunch of 14-year-old girls, but about that.
Oh my God! That's crazy.
Gavin.
Oh my God. Well, what is also somewhat crazy, JT Realmuto. He's actually heating up. I never thought I'd see the day. Back-to-back days with a home run. I still think his contract is awful. It's 3 years, $45 million. It's still ridiculous. But wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to see Mr. Vibes guy himself, Garrett goddamn Stubbs, behind the backstop because JT's knees can't hold up.
Yeah, I like seeing JT step up. I mean, it was a bad contract, so it's nice to see that it's finally somewhat panning out. I'm definitely a big fan of not the JT contract, but the way that JT has stepped up the past couple of games, because it's really funny. I was actually talking the other day with somebody about JT and how bad like the JT contract was. And they said to me, they were like, get ready. Like JT's going to step it up. Like when the team plays well, JT plays well. Somebody said that to me. I forget who it was because I would credit them. It might have been a random person in a store. But basically the point that they were trying to make is once you get into June and Kyle heats up, the team heats up, JT heats up, which is good and bad. I mean, you know, like you want somebody that can kind of just play baseball on their own time. They're not really worried about what the team is doing. But hey, I'm not going to complain if gasoline is being poured on the fire of the Phillies offense. So good to see JT heating up. Good to see him playing good baseball, but very unexpected. Very unexpected, I'll say. I mean, this was not on my bingo card. You know, at this point, I kind of look at JT as more of a, and obviously we all know this, defensive asset with how much he helps the pitching and, of course, what he does defensively. But nice to see him offensively show up.
Yeah. So going into game 2, and this series overall, you know, we've got, I feel like we have to clinch. I feel like we've got to clinch. Or not clinch. We got to sweep. Sorry. We got to sweep. Sorry, boy's a little bit tired. We got to sweep. And I cannot wait after that because you've got the garbage, the trash, the awful, the no good, very bad Mets. And I'm not going to go full Freddy here. But I cannot wait to wipe those smug, Nick-loving idiots' smiles off of their face when the Phillies come in hot. And I think they have to come into our house. There's no way that we are losing that series, in my opinion. Things could change. They're the Mets. They're the Mets. So they definitely have had our number in the playoffs. There's that for sure. But how do you guys think we're going to do against the Mets after this series?
I'm joking.
Man. Oh, you think they're going to choke?
Anytime it's a big situation with this ball club, they fall apart. I don't think it's going to be any different. I mean, these next couple series are really key. So, yeah, Bichette will get a warm welcome. I'm excited for that. It's about the only thing I'm excited for about the series. But yeah, the Phillies just need to beat some of these better teams. Not that the Mets are a good team, but they're a rival and always give them fits, just like the Marlins. So just they got to take care of business here if they want to make the playoffs. I mean, at this point, you can't really have another slide like they did earlier in the season, or else you're not going to make the playoffs. So I hope they beat the Mets, but I don't trust them against anybody in a big-time situation.
Yeah. I think maybe they'll I'll play devil's advocate. I'll say maybe they show up. I don't think Zach Wheeler will be on the mound, but maybe Christopher Sanchez.
No, he I believe he will. I think he is on, I want to say, oh, Jonah just told me this in the Flyers. I think he'll be Thursday, and I think Sanchez is Saturday. Don't quote me on it.
Okay. Well, if he's on the mound, I think they'll be all right because he looked great tonight. I mean, unfazed, a lot like the old Zach Wheeler we knew. And props to Zach. That was the one thing I wanted to come on here and say from what he came back from. Because where he was at last year, I remember there was a time when people were saying, I don't know if he'll ever come back and play baseball again. Like, there were a lot of people that said that. And the kind of person Zach Wheeler is, I kind of knew in the back of my head, I was like, yeah, that's not the case. He will be back out here. Will he be any good? That's the real question. And he looks fucking electric. Are you kidding me? I mean, they're 8-2 this year with this guy. His Wheeler is his ERA is about to drop below a 2. I think it was at like a 2.01. Yeah.
It's 201. Yep.
Yeah, 201, which is exceptional. And I just feel like he looks confident. He looks like he has control. In the beginning of the game, he looked a little bit rattled, especially those first 2 batters. But then he settled in, and he only allowed 2 hits, no errors, and no runs. I mean, that's the Zach Wheeler that we took from the bum-ass Mets to tie it all back together. But, I mean, like, he looks really good. He looks really confident. So if they can get Wheeler playing really good baseball, they can get Sanchez playing. Like, I want to phrase this correctly because I want to make sure that this is taken correctly.
Yeah.
I'm okay if this team isn't playing great baseball until late July, early August. Then I want to see them put it all together, and I want to see it continue. Because I want them to be hot. Like, I don't want them to kind of, as David Bergner said, crap out. Like, use all their energy now, and then they get to the postseason, and they suck. So I'm okay with a little bit of lackluster series here and there, just like they had with the Brewers, as long as they respond with games like this, where it's like a complete game, right? You got the pitching, you got the batting. That's like a playoff baseball team. So I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say by that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a long season, and you want to pace yourself. So I feel like if Wheeler can kind of get hot slowly, and then Sanchez can get hot slowly, and they can kind of be at their peak come like July, August, we could be looking at a red November. And like, we just saw the way the Knicks fans celebrated the other night. Now we have competition. No, I'm kidding.
Bro, if the Phillies win the World Series, I'll tell you what. The New York's like, we're going to invade New Jersey. If the Phillies win the World Series, we may just nuke New Jersey, and we may nuke Delaware.
What the fuck did we do?
Well, just be worse than the state of Pennsylvania. That's just it. That's absolutely it. But
oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, those states. If the Phillies win the World Series, they may not exist. They may. I am dead serious. We obviously will have the class that New York fans do not have.
That's the thing. Nobody will
bullshit.
Nobody will get hurt, but things will get blown up and things will get set on fire. We do like our pyrotechnics.
Yes.
I'll be in there.
Nobody. The worst we're gonna do is probably throw snowballs at Santa again. Just.
Well, there's going to be no snow yet, so we got to resort to fire instead.
Flamethrowers.
You think a school bus is cool? I say let's do a couple buildings.
Again, that there goes the idea of just how do I say this without getting
abandoned buildings? There we go.
Yeah,
as long as it's not a business or people's homes. I mean, it's a vacant building. It had to get
unless they're Mets fans, and then they will get their houses burnt down.
He said it, not me. But yeah, no. Fair argument though. Mets fans deserve nothing but the worst. But although the ones I have met are good people.
JJ Seglio, watch out.
We should see, side note, if we can get JJ on here for the Mets series for something. Because JJ would be hilarious on here, like especially when he's in character.
I know that I don't know. I know it for one game. I'm having Jonah and Frosty on.
That's a great combo.
Yeah, Frosty committed to one of those. I think he either said the Thursday or the Saturday game. I think he said whenever Sanchez is going. So that's going to be a good one. I'll tell you, he knows. You know his coverage with the Flyers. but that guy he knows ball, period. So
He's a Philly
can't.
fan.
He really he's a real fan. So can't wait for him. Can't wait for Jonah. But yeah, if the Phillies win the World Series, you're gonna call me nuts. You're gonna call me insane. They might take the cake over the Eagles in terms of, just the most loved team in the city of Philadelphia. I know it's nuts, but I
don't know
really
if they
believe
would
that.
be most loved, but I will say I see what you're saying, or I would agree with part of it. I do think it would be the most meaningful championship because in this city, I think it will always go this ranking. Eagles, like it's a football city. It's always going to be a football city, at least in my opinion. Eagles, Phillies, and it's close. And then there's a drop off, and then Flyers and Sixers, and those two can fluctuate, but most of the time the Flyers.
Oh no, the Six. All right, but you're giving the Sixers enough, too much credit. The Sixers.
I know. I'm just thinking about
they're down here, buddy.
Little brother.
That's true, but I do see what you're saying. Like I think back to your point. I think that a Phillies championship would be the most meaningful, sentimental. Like that, I would probably. I mean, I cried when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, both of them. But I would probably cry. I would probably cry the worst when the Phillies won the World Series because I mean, when I was in 6th grade as a kid, or however old when they won the first time in 2008, I don't think I cried. I was happy, but it's not like the same feeling as being an adult. You know, when you suffer ups and downs with these teams and you get to see them go a whole season and win a championship, it's a beautiful thing. And I'll definitely be balling.
How old were you in 2008?
I was born in 98, so I was around 10. So I was I think I was in 6th grade.
Wow.
No, I was in 4th grade, I guess. How old are you in 4th grade? 10?
I think I was in 3rd grade when won the World Series. So yeah,
I would have been in 4th grade then.
I was 8. So
I was 5. I'm the youngin of the group.
Gavin Sweeney wasn't even born.
Yep. Did Jonah exist yet? I don't think
Jonah didn't exist. No.
Yeah.
They'll never see a
Wow,
World Series in
Jonah
their
was
lifetime
born
either.
past 2008.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm a fucking dinosaur. Thanks, Gavin. That just made me feel old that he just said that. What year was Jonah born? Now I want to know.
2012.
You're kidding.
No. I don't know when he was born.
Yeah. I feel like
I was going to say,
would
don't tell me he's after the Mayan calendar.
No, I mean, I would be the one that knows this information. But to that point, and to hit on Zach Wheeler a little bit, yes, he's having a great season. But I want to hit on Zach Wheeler, the person, for just a quick second. And I don't know how much this means to you guys, but it means a whole bunch to me. I didn't get to talk about this on the Philly Sports Pulse show because I am. Do I want to say this? Yeah, I'll say it. I am the official intern for 302 Birds.
Yeah, 302 Birds has an official partnership.
Go get my coffee.
College. So, yeah, coffee. No, I'm kidding. Lower thirds, graphics, running a show, hosting a show. Jesse can do it all. And, I mean, I'm sure if we needed him to ever, he could probably make a pretty mean Wawa coffee run. Not that we would ever have him do that because he's above that. But I'm sure that he could because he's good at everything he does is my point I'm trying to make. But, yeah, we're very lucky to have Jesse on the team. Jesse's great at everything he does. He's a fast learner. We're really grateful to Ursinus College for giving us such a great, talented student. I felt like Jesse was super prepared when he showed up. And my main hope and thought process is maybe this can be a recurring thing in the future, that Jesse will be the first of many Ursinus College, many great Ursinus College, to come hang out with us at 302 Birds and see all the great stuff we do. because we're trying to kind of, build our own story. And that happens with great people. And now, even though the internship, I guess, is technically over, the story isn't over because Jesse will be coming, full-time. He's already been full-time, but he'll be more full-time officially with 302 Birds in a leadership role, as he's already been. You guys know Philly Sports Pulse is under the network, but really grateful to Ursinus College, really grateful to Jesse this past semester putting in the work. Hope he's learned a lot because we've definitely learned a lot from him. And we're really just grateful to find talented people because it's not easy to do nowadays. So I'm glad we found you, Jess.
Yeah, no, I'm grateful
Dean
for you guys. Huh?
I said shout out to Dean.
Bro, shout out to Dean. Yes, sir. Mr. I'm proud of your work. What is it? I'm proud of your work.
God. Dave Zingaro, I love your work.
I love your work. There you go.
Love your work,
Absolute
Dave.
dog. Absolute legend. But, I'll say this. Through 302 Birds, I wouldn't have experiences like 2 weekends ago when, I don't know if Jonah's watching, the Phillies had a thing called photo night. And this is the point on Zach Wheeler I want to make. He's having a great year. 9 consecutive starts of at least 6 innings. He's an absolute dog. Like Dalt said, an ERA about 2. A fantastic start today. 9 strikeouts, most of the season so far. And there he is, the man himself, Jonah, in the chat. I want to harp on that experience with you, buddy, from 2 weeks ago, photo day. We did not think going into this. We were trying to get an interview. I thought in my mind it might be slightly crazy. I might be slightly nuts. I am slightly nuts, but I tried to get in there, tried to maybe get 1 or 2 interviews. We're down there, and here comes Zach Wheeler. And I'm thinking, oh, he's got a million people he's got to talk to. He's just gonna, he's gonna maybe take a picture with us. He's and move on. This guy, what a guy. I'll just say that. He is, without a doubt, my favorite Philly. Because the time that he took to talk to me, give us legitimate answers. We asked him what his favorite memory was as a Philadelphia Philly, and he harked back to when the Phillies were honoring Roy Halladay, and he started that day, and he was fantastic, as you would expect from Zach Wheeler. But he gave us genuine answers, genuine guy, great guy, and shout out to Jonah, again, for filming all of that, being prepared, getting the mics. We made a great team, and shout out to him afterward. I had never seen the new Phillies, what do you call it, the Hall of Fame Club. I hadn't seen that new revitalized space. It got me up there. So I got to take a picture with the World Series trophies, both of them. Got to take a picture with Bryce Harper's MVP plaque. And it was just a great experience. And then I got to hang out with that fellow over there, not this guy because he's got a family, but that guy over there with KJ McCoy, with Billy, and with Jonah, and watched the Phillies lose to the Chicago White Sox, which I still can't believe. But it was an overall great experience and something that I would not be able to do if I was not a part of such a fantastic network.
Well, thanks, man. It's a pleasure to have you. And once again, thanks to Ursinus College for the partnership and for getting, I feel, Jesse very prepared. I'm sure Jesse will speak more on that down the road and as the year goes on. But yeah, it's been a whole bunch of fun, and I think you do a great job leading the charge on the Phillies. I love having somebody that's so passionate about it because I think, having somebody that really cares about the Phillies and is able to lead with such conviction, lead with such charge. I know all of us are grateful for it, and keep it up because I'm just hopeful that the Phillies will do their part and show up in the playoffs this year. Because when this post-game show happens and they're in the playoffs, it's seriously one of my favorite times of the year. Like October is literally my favorite month because you have Eagles football, you have playoff Phillies baseball, and there's nothing more fun than like a Sunday when you have a Phillies playoff postgame show and an Eagles postgame show. You're drinking, you're having fun. Maybe you don't have work on Monday. You took some PTO. Life is good.
Well, I'll tell you what. It already feels like it's Phillies fever here. One of our shows the other day cracked 1,000 views, and it's all because of you guys putting in the work and being fantastic co-hosts. And I couldn't be prouder.
Because it really comes down to the viewers too. Even if you're an opposing fan, you know, if you're in here tonight and you're a Marlins fan, I mean, number one, we own you. So thanks. It's nice owning you as property. Yeah, we got to show Chris too. It's nice owning you. But number two, the main thing is like, comment, subscribe. You know, baseball is a very cordial, fun sport. You know, come back, come talk shit, because chances are in baseball, you're not going to win all three. So if we're talking shit tonight, there's a pretty good likelihood that you might be talking shit tomorrow. But in all seriousness, like, comment, subscribe, because all those little things really help the channel out a ton. And thank you to our incredible sponsors like Nick's Pizza, of course.
Nick's
Pizza in Wilmington, Delaware. That might be an ad for him now. But shout out to Nick's Pizza in Wilmington, Delaware, from backing us from the start and being the presenting sponsor of the Phillies postgame show and all of our other awesome sponsors. But that's all I got. I'll kick it over to Jesse.
Yeah. He hit the nail on the head. But looking forward to talking to Jonah and the exponential, the Marlins fan. He will be joining us tomorrow for Tuesday's post-game show. Hopefully we get to dunk on him and send him to bed, a sad man over in the United Kingdom. He's a UK resident, part-time. So it's gonna be a blast. Hopefully the Phillies kick the crap out of the Marlins again, and we can give the exponential, the Philly, not salute, because that's not what I want to do, but the Philly welcome. the kind Philly welcome.
This is the Philly salute.
Yeah. See, I was trying not to go that route, but hopefully we get the win. But thank you all for watching this edition of the Phillies postgame show. Thank you to Nick's Pizza again for sponsoring this stream. Love you guys. I gotta get down there to try their pizza.
It's pizza month for the Sam Boners, so there's not a better time. Just saying, if you make it down by the end of June. If not, we'll get you some soon. You'll love it.
Hell yeah. Thank you all for watching. Alongside Chris, alongside Dalt. Thanks for watching. God bless. Go Phils.
The Vikings.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone! And it's gone! It is Bedlam at the bank!
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with KJ McCoy, Ballpark Tommy, Dalt, and Fratty. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today.